So now let's talk about financial institution. At one point in your life, someone may have encouraged you to save money. Na mag-ipon and grow it through banks and also mutual funds. May tinatawag tayong broker. A broker may have approached your parents o kaya naman yung iba niyong kamag-anak and nag-offer ng insurance plan o kaya naman investment or retirement fund. Pero alam nyo ba na sa pagdedeposito ng inyong pera o kaya naman pagbabayad ng mga premiums and contribution, hindi alam ng mga tao na indirectly sila ay nagpapahiram ng pera sa mga individuals, businesses o kaya naman sa pamahalaan. This transfer of funds is made possibly by financial institution. So, yung financial institution, iniipon niya yung mga pondong ito o yung mga funds from various sources and directly towards investment. They essentially mediate o namamagitan between the lenders and borrowers at facilitate the movement of money from savings to investment. So in this lesson, we will learn about the financial institution or what we call the financial intermediaries in the financial system. And you will also find out about the different types and their specific importance. Sinasabi nga na ang pera ay parte na ng ating buhay at totoo naman to. Ano po? So people earn, spend, and also save money to survive in the society. People need to manage their finances and set specific financial goals. Marami sa atin ang nagtatabi ng porsyon ng ating kita, minsan naman nagde-deposit sa bangko o kaya naman ay kumikita mula sa interest galing dito. So, ang bangko ay plays important role in this kind of financial activities. This financial institution accept deposit from individuals, households, and companies and pool their funds. So, ibig sabihin, pinagsasama-sama nila itong mga deposito ito na galing sa iba't ibang tao, galing sa mga negosyo, at sila ay nag-offer ng loans sa mga nangangailangan. Meanwhile, the lenders grow their money from the borrower's interest payment. People in the accumulation phase often consider their family's future needs. 'Di ba? Kaya naman tayo nag-iipon o kaya na nagsisave money, it's because for our future needs. They are more likely to invest and securing their future income and attaining financial freedom. The financial institution may offer many types of investment that other people can choose from. So these are the deposit, the stocks or what we call shares, and also the life insurance. Financial institution can help to achieve the financial goals and fulfill your financial needs. To know which of this service you need to determine the type of financial transaction you want and identify the appropriate financial institution that could help you. So, in the previous lesson ay natalakay natin yung tinatawag natin na financial system and how this facilitate the flow of capital between the savers and the borrowers. At napag-aralan din natin na pag sinabi natin na financial market, ito ay yung nagsiserve as avenue where those excess funds can buy financial products from those who need more funds. Although individuals and firms can directly invest their excess funds or financial security issued by firms and government, most people may find the process too laborious and challenging. Mas mahaba-haba talaga siya. Besides, not all people have enough excess funds by these securities. So, does financial institution exist to assist individual entities by investing and lending on their behalf? So, individuals indirectly invest and lend to individuals, businesses, and government through these intermediaries. So, hindi alam nung mga taong ito na once they are or they buy shares or stocks, the money na ibinibigay na nila dito sa mga intermediaries, ang ginagawa din naman sa mga financial institution ay ipinapahiram itong perang ito sa mga negosyo at sa ibang tao din naman na nangangailangan. So let's talk about what is financial institution. So to understand more about financial institution, let's discuss it first. So when we say financial institution, these are the entities that provide products and service related to financial transaction. The activities of this institution include accepting deposit, offering loans, and proposing investment plans to individual firms and also to the government. So the example of financial institution are banks, brokerage firms, and insurance companies. So when we talk about banks, banks are the most common financial institution that accept deposit and offer loans. They generate income through the interest earned from the service and products they offer. Definitely, kaya nga pag sinabi natin bangko, kumikita sila sa interest sa pagpapautang at sa mga serbisyong kanilang ibinibigay. On the other hand naman, when we talk about brokerage firms, they offer investment in stocks. Unlike banks, they generate income through commission after delivering service to their client. So, kung yung banks ang kanilang source of income is through interest, ang brokerage firm naman is kumikita sila through commission. So, financial institutions serve as intermediaries in the circulation and flow of funds and financial capital. So by performing this function, this institution play essential role in economic activities. Say, for instance, when restriction related to the pandemic resulted in massive loss of sales, definitely like cost cutting and layoffs, the banks and the credit union intervigorated the industry by providing loans to jumpstart their production, 'di ba? Nung magdaan naman talaga ang pandemic, so ang ginawa ng mga bangko ay nagpautang dito sa mga tinamaan ng mga institusyon at mga individual. So let's talk about the categories of financial institution. There are two major categories of financial institution, the depository and the non-depository. So when we talk about the DFI or the depository financial institution, these are the entities that accept deposits or savings, which are then pooled and used by the institution to lend borrowers or invest in other securities. On the other hand, non-depository financial institution or what we call the NDFI are entities that do not accept the financial deposits. So the DFIs also serve as intermediary between the public companies and the investors. For instance, when a public company issued security like bonds, the banks will offer this to the clients for investment. Generally, the DFI earns income from the interest payment of individuals and companies who acquired loans. Depository institutions include central banks, retail and commercial banks, internet banks, credit union and savings, and loan associations. Meanwhile, the non-depository financial institution or the NDFI offers varied kinds of products and services depending on the nature of their business. So these financial products could be insurances, mutual funds, or stocks. NDFI accumulates income from commission associated with financial product and serve it launch. Say for example, of the non-depository institution include investment banks and companies, brokerage firms, insurance companies, and mortgage companies. Let's talk about depository financial institutions. Central banks are financial institution that governs all banks by implementing monetary policy and also supervising the regulation for bank transactions. Moreover, They are responsible for keeping prices stable and helping the economy to grow. In the Philippines, the central bank is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So pag sinabi natin central bank sa Pilipinas, so ito yung tinatawag natin na Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Kaya nga every time na meron tayong mga calamities or when we talk about the economies of the Philippines, palagi natin nakikinig itong Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So the second kinds of depository financial institutions sa ating Pilipinas ay tinatawag natin na retail and commercial banks. These are the prominent financial institutions. These banks are accept deposit and provide loans to individual and firms. Their product includes savings and checking accounts, time deposit, personal loans, and credit cards. They cater both individual and corporate clients. So we have internet banks. When we talk about internet banks, they are the new kind of financial institution. Their function is similar to retail banks since they also accept deposit. However, internet banks do not have physical venues. All transactions are made through online banking. Kaya nga meron tayong GCash or a PayMaya, an example of internet bank. Credit union are financial cooperatives formed by small numbers of members. They exist for the benefits of members and provide traditional banking services. By collecting and pooling contribution from their members, credit unions can offer cash loans with corresponding interest to their members. Credit unions are usually formed by particular groups such as military, teachers, private employees, among others. So ito naman pag sinabi natin credit union, madalas sila ibinubuo ng mga samahan ng mga militar, teachers, or maybe private employees kung saan meron silang similarities. Ano po? The next one is Savings and Loans Association are also cooperative organizations. However, instead of contribution, this institution accept deposit from their members and offer loans and mortgage lending to other members. Most of these associations are privately owned cooperatives. So when we talk about naman the kinds or the types of non-depository financial institution na meron tayo sa ating bansa, una na dito ay ang investment bank and companies, also known as the mutual funds companies, are intermediaries between investors, companies, and government instrumentalities. They facilitate transaction involving the insurance of long-term securities, investment banks and companies buy funds from cooperatives or government, and also offers these to investors. This institution help mitigate investment risk by passing them through various buyers of securities. So we have brokerage firms. It serves as intermediary between the buyer and the sellers of what we call securities, such as stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, and other investment instruments. This facilitate transaction involving short and medium-term securities by collecting or by connecting individual traders and investors. So we have insurance companies. They provide individuals and companies with income protection from possible financial loss and risk. That's why we call it insurance. These companies provide insurance coverage in exchange for premium payments. Some examples of the product they offer are the car insurance, fire insurance, 'di ba? Pag nasunugan tayo o kaya pag nasira yung ating sasakyan na aksidente, home insurance, and life and health insurance. An examples of government-owned insurance company is definitely the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation or the PHIC or the PhilHealth. Mortgage companies. So our financial institution that lend money in the forms of real property mortgage. Ibig sabihin ito yung may mga ito yung mga collateral na, for example, bahay or anything. These companies focus solely on home loans and do not other mortgage company. Pag sinabi natin mortgage, from the word mortgage is all about bahay. Ano po? So, financial institution that lend money in the form of real property mortgage. This company focus solely on home loans and do not other this company focus solely on home loans and do not other products that banks usually provided. A mortgage allows company to take a real property of borrower if they default from payment. So may mga tinatawag tayong collateral na pagmamayari or asset nung mismong borrowers natin. The National Home Mortgage Financial Corporation or the NHMFC is the government is a govern is a go is a government-owned mortgage corporation in the Philippines. So difference from financial markets. So the financial institution act as a link. So financial institution act is financial institution act a financial institution act as a link, kaya tinatawag natin silang intermediaries between the sources of financial securities and those who demand this. Lenders, investors, and borrowers can use financial institution as medium of exchange for future transaction, financial protection, sources of funds for a specific project of the business, and source of funds for other personal needs. Financial institutions are organizations that operate the financial markets. Ulitin ko po, when we say, ulitin ko po, when we talk about financial institution, these are organizations that operates the financial markets. They provide products and services to individuals who want to participate in the financial system. Although the individuals and entities can go directly to the financial markets and exchange financial instrument, they bear all the risks associated with this transaction. Mas risky siya kung wala tayong tinatawag na intermediaries or the financial institutions. Kung tayo ay magdedirect agad na manghiram o kaya magpautang. So moreover, financial institution offer various products and services tailored to the different needs of individual and entities. It is important to note that the financial institutions are deemed the economy's backbone. Whenever there are deficits in the money circulation, the economy units rely on them for their financial needs. During the economic recession in the Philippines during the 80s, businesses depend on the short-term loans to finance their continuous operation and survival. So let's sum up the discussion. So when we talk about financial institution, these are the entities that provide products and services related to financial transaction. These intermediaries serve as essential channels in the financial system to ensure the efficient flow of funds from saving to investment. Financial institutions primarily cater the individual participants in the financial markets. So when we say about so when we talk about depository financial institution, it pool deposit in savings to offer as loans to borrowers. The different depository financial institutions are the central bank, retail and commercial bank, internet banks, commercial union, and saving and loan association. On the other hand, non-depository financial institutions do not accept deposit but offer other financial services like investment and insurance. The type the different types of non-depository financial institution are the investment banks and the different types of non-depository financial institution are investment banks and company the different types of non-depository financial institution are investment banks and companies, brokerage firms, insurance companies, and mortgage companies.